Hey guys, welcome to First Chapter Fridays. I'm Trevor. This is the Portsmouth Public Library's program where we read the first chapter of a great book to kind of get you hooked. Today's book is called The Insomniacs by Marit Weisenberg. This is a really interesting read. The main character is a diver, and she hits her head on the side of the pool during a dive and has amnesia. And her and her best friend are trying to piece together the memories of what made her hit her head in the first place. And as they go along, it really takes their neighborhood into a much darker place than they ever thought that it would. So let's get started on the first chapter. Chapter 1, Friday, April 1st, 2:48 a.m. Maybe I could still make sleep happen. Since the accident, where there should have been a memory, there was nothing. My whole life, I'd been able to fully recall each competitive dive. It was part of my process, and I knew I couldn't dive without it. But now there was just a blank space where a dive used to be. I tried not to panic. I had 4 weeks to heal from the concussion and remember exactly what happened in time between my feet leaving the board and my body hitting the water. And once I had that memory back, I'd be able to climb the ladder and know that I wouldn't fail in front of a crowd again. I wouldn't disappoint my coach, and I wouldn't break my neck. The memory would be there if I could just sleep. What I could do was imagine my favorite part of every dive, before my last dive, slicing into the water, thousands of bubbles shooting out all around me. In that moment, underwater, alone, deep, and looking up at the light. I could also imagine my surface break, followed by an automatic glance to Mike, my coach, who I adored, on the deck. Usually a big nod of approval meant solid execution, with notes to follow. A head shake meant the opposite. He was always right there. We always connected before and after. Something had thrown me before the last dive. My neighbor's presence was the only thing different about that day. Van, so out of place at the pool, his hand on my teammate's lower back. When he tilted his head to kiss Caroline, our eyes met. After that, all I remembered was Coach Mike poolside, watching, ready for me to go, then blank. Black. Then faces floating toward me through clouds of pink water. My eyes snapped open. Lying flat on my back, I stared at the ceiling, listening to the drip of the leaking faucet in my half-broken bathroom. Other than that, it was so quiet. Just ambient noise from devices and appliances plugged into outlets. For a second, I was sure there was another presence in the house. The clock now said 4:33 a.m. Whatever I'd been doing, actively not sleeping, growing more and more anxious as daylight neared, I'd been doing it for hours. I was going to call it. This was night 3 with no sleep. All right, guys, that was the first chapter of The Insomniacs. Hope you check this out and find out the mystery behind it. If you are interested in this book or any other books, please feel free to come into the Portsmouth Public Library or give us a call at 740-354-5688. We hope to pair you up with your next great read. Thanks for joining.